Okay, so today, for the first time in ever, I'm gonna be doing like a story video, sort of. So I haven't been able to post a video in a while, but there's actually a reason for that. We live in Canada, and out in the middle of nowhere. So, our internet isn't necessarily as good as you're gonna get in a city. But the internet that we had was specifically pretty slow. It was below 5 megabits per second, which was slow. So we used it for a while, but then we decided to get a new internet from Xplornet. And that's where all the problems started. So the internet was working fine, connected to the computer, but then we decided to connect it to our Apple routers. Despite the fact that these routers had been working for the past, 3 years, and we were very happy with their performance, we plugged in the Xplornet, and it did not work properly. So it's not that the internet didn't work at all, but the problem was certain devices would connect and certain devices wouldn't, which, when you have 10 different devices in the house, is not fun. So obviously, seems as I am a tech person, I decided to see if I could fix the internet. So I restarted the routers, I restarted the internet, and I restarted every device that wouldn't connect. That still didn't help anything. So at this point, we just plugged our old internet back in, and it was working fine, so we knew it wasn't our Apple router. So we decided to call Xplornet's customer service. So this is where it starts to get really frustrating. I call up, I'm like, I know what my problem is, I know there's a problem, I know it's not with our Apple routers, I know it's with your internet. And the first thing he said to me was, unplug everything and plug it back in. So I'm on the other end of the phone thinking, I've already done this. But for the sake of the conversation that I was having with him, I just did it anyway. So after doing it, it still didn't work. So, did he accept that there was possibly another problem that wasn't with our Apple routers? Of course not! Because why would he? So I continued to tell him that it was not the Apple routers because we'd plugged in the old internet and it was working fine. But of course, they'd never take any of that. It had to be our Apple routers. So, I called back thinking, it was only one bad customer representative. I mean, it's not possible that I'd get 2 awful customer representatives. Boy, was I wrong. So I got this guy who seemed friendly enough until I told him what my problem was. So I tell him that my problem is that certain devices won't connect and certain devices will. And immediately he tells me it's a problem with your Apple router, not a problem with our internet. So then I said to him, well, it's definitely not a problem with our router because we connected the old internet and it worked fine. And what he told me was, well, I don't work for the other internet company. At this point, I was genuinely angry. I have just spent ages trying to figure out what is wrong with our Wi-Fi, and as a last resort, I call your company again. And not only did I get 1 bad customer service representative, I got 2. And instead of trying to help me fix my problem, you're telling me that you can't because you don't work for the other internet company. So after trying and trying again, I have given up. So I call Xplornet one last time, hoping with every inch of my soul that I would get 1 good customer service representative. Of course not. So, this final, last resort customer service representative, I tell him my problem, he tells me he can't help me. Once again, because it's Apple's problem. And so, I give the phone to my dad, and he tells them that if they can't help me, we're going to be canceling the internet. Do you want to know what the guy said? Okay then, I'll send the cancellation department to you. At this point, I'm just laughing because this guy must be getting fired. I mean, these calls are recorded, and instead of trying to help us fix our problem, he just told us that he'll send the people to cancel it for us. Now, I wasn't ready to give up without a fight, because it was much better internet than the internet we had. So, I finally caved and called Apple. Now, Apple, good on you. You know how to train customer service representatives. I got a very friendly guy who spent an hour with me on the phone sorting out a problem that by the end we had diagnosed definitely was not his problem. So for anyone else who might be having the same problem, what we found out was that the DNS servers for Xplornet don't work well with the Apple routers. So what you have to do is you have to go in on a MacBook to Airport Utility, or on a computer just into Airport Utility, and go into the settings of your main base station, change the first section that says DNS server to 8.8.8.8, and then change the second empty field to 8.8.4.4. For anyone who wants to know what that actually does, basically Google has these free DNS servers that you can use free of charge, and that's what you're putting into the DNS server slot there, because Xplornet's DNS servers are bad. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do remember to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, please do remember to subscribe. Thank you once again for 100 subscribers, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye. Bye now. Bye. Bye now. Bye. Bye. Bye now. Bye. Bye.